Hey everyone, it's GAOStarr, and this is just one of the many videos in my guide to being a better assassin. Since this is my first official Gao's Guide video, I just want to take a second to clarify that the reason I'm posting my gameplay videos is because I want to help people get better at the game. So, my question for you is,
who wants to play video games?
alright, so this match is my first organized match against people from the Assassin's Creed forums. Now, I'm going to warn you right now that this is not a good match for me. So if you're hoping that you're going to see me obliterate my opponents and come in first place, you are going to be disappointed. However, I do feel that I do make a lot of mistakes that we can learn from. I figure if you can learn from the mistakes that I've made while playing a match and see the things I could have done differently to improve my gameplay, then hopefully you won't have to make those same mistakes. So here we go.
Your objective is to assassinate assigned targets. Avoid other Templars.
And I'll also tell you right now that, as you can see, my profile set is Rapid Reload Disguise and Slow Acting Poison. If you see me activate Rapid Reload Disguise before I move in for a kill, I'm hoping to get the 200 extra points from the hidden bonus. If you didn't already know, if you use Strong Disguise or Rapid Reload Disguise before killing your opponent, it acts as a hiding spot. So if you activate Disguise and then kill your target, you'll get the 200 extra points from being hidden. I am already off to a bad start. I thought that I knew who my target was about 3 times at this point, and I was wrong all 3 times. But our compass tells us that we are in line of sight and that we are moving in closer.
You have been stunned. Contract lost.
One thing I should do right here is lock onto the Executioner. Even though I lost my contract, I currently have no contract, and I know that the Executioner that just stunned me is a human player. And now I got him as my contract again. I've learned that whenever you don't have a contract, but you've identified a character as a human player, you should always lock on to him just in case they become your next contract. Coming around this corner, I'm actually able to tell that the Executioner on the right is my target. But as you can see, I failed locking onto him, and I accidentally locked onto the wrong one. But even if I did lock onto the one that I knew was my target, he still ran at me fast enough and stunned me that I wasn't going to get the kill either way. I'm not sure what to say about this right here. You can hear me trying to use
You
poison,
have been stunned. Contract lost.
and I failed miserably. I'm not sure if that's because of the lag that people have recently been talking about, where they activate poison and they know that it should connect and it simply doesn't work, or if I really was just not close enough. You do have to be extremely close to your target for poison to work. Here, we have to pay very close attention. The Executioner's on top, and there's a hiding spot right next to us, right there on the left. What I did was I walked right up to the Executioner and I activated my poison. If I had swerved left just a little bit right before activating poison, I would have veered into that hiding spot.
Stunned.
And if I had walked into that hiding spot and walked back out before I activated poison, I would have gotten 200 extra points for being hidden. We're going to see a good example of how another player utilizes this tactic later in the match, and I'll make sure that I point it out. Here, I am running because there's a lot of space in between me and my target, and I am also aware that I don't have a pursuer. So I know I'm not going to enter line of sight and be running at the same time to blow my cover, and I didn't have anybody looking for me, so I wasn't giving myself away. Even at this point, I'm aware that I'm being extremely obvious. I am not blended into a crowd, and I'm fast walking, and you can just tell that I'm another human player. He does a very smart move here. I know that I am way too obvious, so I decide I'm going to climb this wall and meet up with him. But the second he thinks I've changed directions, he turns back around. This is smart. He stayed out of my smoke bomb range, and right after I used it, he forced me to run. He completely deserves that laugh. I was laughing so hard there too, because he just demolished me. I used my smoke bomb, and he stayed out of range, and then forced me into a chase where I only got 100 points. Right here.
Done.
That nobleman was in the hiding spot on the ground, and that's why he got 900 points from his kill. He was incognito for 300 points, and he got a kill for 100 points. He poisoned me with slow-acting poison for an extra 300 points. Now, he had a good combination of veering into that hiding spot that was on the ground and being in a morphed group. That gave him the 2 extra points for his hidden kill, and when you add all that up together, you get the 900 points that he got for his 1 kill. A very good, intelligent, stealthy kill.
Contract lost.
And that's the kind of kill I should have gotten if earlier in the match I had veered into this hiding spot right here before I poisoned the executioner. As I said, not a good match for me, but I see a lot of things that we should have learned from. I threw smoke because I believed the courtesan was my pursuer, and I wasn't even looking in the right direction. Now, if I had been paying more attention, I would have realized that from the player list that nobody was the courtesan, and that way I should have been a lot less weary of the courtesan killing me. But that tactic, knowing the personas that your opponents are playing as, doesn't always work either, because it could have been somebody like Starscream, who is the executioner in this match. He could have been using disguise.
You have been stunned. Contract lost.
There's another poison fail on my part. I don't normally have a hard time getting poison to activate and connect with my targets, but in this match, as you can see, I've already failed twice at it. But yes, as I was mentioning earlier, it's always good to look at your list of opponents and the other players in the match, and try to memorize very quickly which personas they're playing as. I know that based on the list, nobody is the courtesan, so I shouldn't be afraid of being killed by a courtesan. However, it is possible, as I mentioned before, that somebody can activate disguise and they'll be changed into the courtesan, which would take me by surprise. So that tactic isn't always 100% effective, but it is still good to keep in mind what your opponents look like. Right there I used smoke so that I could stand next to him for the 3 seconds to get focus without having to worry about him stunning me. After the smoke gave me the 3 seconds for the lock meter to fill up above his head, I activated poison and got the extra 150 points for focusing. Some of these are fairly basic tactics, but I want to explain them in depth anyways, because if somebody doesn't play with smoke at all, or somebody is just starting the game, then these are important things to point out and mention. Now this part, I've already given myself away. If there is any other human player watching me, I am walking in such a deranged pattern by myself, away from any groups, that anybody on the map who is looking at me can identify me as a human player. So I was trying to be a little stealthy. There I threw a premature smoke because I thought that that nobleman was my pursuer, and I was obviously wrong. But yes, earlier I was trying to be stealthy by staying on the balcony and not going down the steps
The
and
match
pursuing
will
my
end
target
in
until
1
I
minute.
knew which one my target was. But when you stand out in the open for too long, or you fast walk without a group like I'm doing right here, as long as the other players in the match know what they're doing and they have some experience with the game, they'll be able to pick you out as a human player.
You have been stunned. Contract lost. 30 seconds
I'm not exactly
remaining.
sure what to say about that encounter. He was aware that I was his pursuer, and he was very quick to stun me. I don't think that I could have done anything differently as far as getting the poison kill on him. I just went for the poison kill while he was very aware that I was his pursuer, and I got punched in the face. So as I said, there's a lot to learn from this video.
He poisoned me.
5th place, I'm a little embarrassed to put this online, but there are just too many things to learn to not put this out there.
Gang, guys.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be putting more videos online, and thank you for watching.